So what's your name?
My name's Jourdan.
Jourdan. How long you been out here, Jourdan?
About 4 months since like the middle of January.
Where are you from?
Originally from Lancaster. I grew up in Lancaster, but I've lived in Philadelphia now for like 5-6 years.
How long you been getting high for?
I'm 28. I've been getting high since I was like 14.
How old are you?
28. So 12 years I've been getting high.
And what drug did you start with?
I started off with drinking, with alcohol, and I think like pretty soon after that, like I moved to like smoking weed every day. And like me personally, like I progressed pretty like, rapidly. Like by 16 I was smoking crack. And that's like the first time. What's that?
By 16 you was what?
Smoking crack. Yeah. I was like doing coke and like eating stuff like.
How did that transpire? Was it like partying or the crowd you were hanging around?
I guess like the best way to describe it would be like the crowd, like the people I was with.
Would you say you hung with the older crowd? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like, you know, I'm not like blaming anybody, but like there was like one person specifically that I knew, like smoking crack isn't really like a recreational thing, like especially like in the town that I grew up in. And there was like one person who was like 19, 20 at the time who like I knew that smoked crack. And he had a lot of money. He got a settlement for like $70,000 and just like. Can you still hear me? You can't still hear me. This is the interlude. It's really hard to get like any like quiet time around here. But yeah, he had a settlement for like 70 grand and kind of just like wanted someone to smoke crack with. So that was me.
How old were you?
16.
He was 19 at the time?
Yeah, like 19, 20 at the time.
Was he your boyfriend or?
I guess you could say that. Like so he was like my running partner, like somebody that I like really just like got high with. I mean,
where were your parents at the time?
So my parents got divorced when I was like probably about 6 or 7. My mom raised me and my 2 older brothers, and I lived with her, like, and my stepdad, 2 older brothers.
Did you come from a middle class, you would say? Or?
I'd say like upper middle class, you know. Yeah, if that's a thing.
Your mom she was a good provider.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
but was she in your life? Was she?
Yeah, still to this day. Honestly, like my mom's really like my best friend. Like whenever I have a phone, which I do right now, because like phones get stolen. Like I've been out here about 4 months. I think I'm on like my 8th phone. But like when I have a phone, you know, I keep in touch with her like as much as I can. Like let her know I'm okay. Because like when I made it out here, like initially, she put like a missing persons report out because like she had no idea like where I was or like, why I was here, you know. But yeah, I mean, as far as like my upbringing and having like everything that I needed, like she provided that for 3 kids.
When do you plan on going back to rehab and going back to your mother?
I think every day I wake up and say like today's the day. But genuinely, like, probably soon. I'm fucking exhausted. Really, it's like tiring. Like, it's like a full-time job. Like, out here, like getting high, like getting everything you need to like be okay. Because like, as far as like, oh, you know, heroin, whatever you want to call it, goes, like, not getting what you need is like not an option, you know what I mean? Like it's a necessity. So, you know, you just do whatever you have to do. And it's like, once you get right, you maybe have like a couple minutes to like enjoy yourself before you're like, fuck, like now I gotta do the same shit like all over again to like get some more shit to get me through the night, you know what I mean?
Is the heroin strong out here?
That's why I say dope. I don't even know if you can call it heroin anymore, you know? Like, it's fentanyl, train, Jesus knows what. I read an article that said that out of all the bags that they tested, like, in, I don't know if it was like Kensington specifically or like Philadelphia as a whole, less than 5% didn't have trank in it. So, you know, people like to specify and say like, oh, I only do this, like I only do fentanyl or this, like, nobody fucking knows, you know? I think everybody's doing training if that statistic is right, you know?
You say you had sisters?
2 older brothers.
2 older brothers. And what are they, what do they do?
So my oldest brother is in law enforcement. He always has been, like, in some capacity. And I always thought it was funny because, like, he's the oldest, I'm the youngest. He was like a CEO at the jail that I was an inmate at. Like, we're just like complete opposites, you know? But he lives in Alaska. I think right now he's like a probation officer out there, like something in that like realm. My middle brother like still lives in Lancaster, like where we grew up. He's got like a wife, a house, a kid, like real like average American dream type life.
Love your brothers?
Love them.
Do they love you?
I don't have the best relationship with my oldest brother, but I think they still do.
So what do you do to earn money?
Trick, mostly. Steal cars. Yeah, like the catalytic converters, they're worth money. Scrap shit. And that's about.
How much do you make?
That's like the.
Tricking a day?
I mean, it all depends. Cause like the beauty of having a phone too is like that's kind of like your lifeline a little bit. So like, you know, I have regulars and they treat me really well. So like when I can like get in contact with them, like set up a date sort of thing, definitely make more money rather than just like walking up and down the street, you know. There's some days where like 30, 40 bucks. There's some days I make like 200. And I'm like out, but like when I'm out like all night, like stealing cars, like that's like where like the money is, you know? Like I'll like start, that's like nice because I can like start the day off with like a couple $100. And like those are the days I can like actually relax and take it easy.
How do you sleep out here?
That also kind of like depends from night to night because there's nights that I just like sleep on the corner where I'm like down here, like Kensington and Clearfield, there's like a little stoop there. Sometimes I honestly just pass out there and like end up staying there the whole night. Sometimes like the Johns let me like stay at their house, or somebody let me sleep in their car. Johns is what they're called, yeah.
So when's the last time you got high?
Literally right before I did this interview.
Mm. And are you feeling it?
A little bit.
What's the scariest thing that happened to you?
I mean, it began out here, but I got kidnapped and held in a shed in Cape May County for 8 days. But that all started out here, like a guy picked me up and it just went south. So.
That was a date that was set up?
Mm-hmm. That was one of the ones where, you know, like, cause I'll just like walk up and down the Ave, you kind of like eye contact, and that's how you know.
You had 3 wishes, what would they be?
That nobody has to deal with addiction. Oh God, including me. that my mom was taken care of, and that, God, my ex-boyfriend wasn't dead.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
And honestly, I didn't even think I was gonna make it this far in life, so I didn't really have a plan. But like when I was a kid, I wanted to be like an artist in some capacity. Like I would always just say artist, like 'cause as a kid, like I can't really like.
Can you draw?
Yeah. I mean, probably not as well as I used to, but I always enjoyed it. Just like the arts in general, arts and music.
Should get back into it.
Probably. Yeah. Like if you asked me what my hobbies were, like I don't think I had any. Like that would have been a tough question. Like there's nothing I do out here that like I enjoy. You know
Nothing at all?
Eat, maybe. That's probably the only.
How often do you eat?
God, I try to as much as possible, but sometimes like when you're down to your last dollar, it's like kind of tough because like I really want like some fucking famous cookies. Or do I buy like a new stem because I fucking broke mine? You know what I mean? Like, and hope that maybe somebody will let me borrow theirs. Like, I don't know. Those are like, it sounds like crazy, but those are like the decisions that you like.
Back up.
It's always some shit. But, yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Gray.
Why?
I don't know. Just always has been. I never really liked like bright colors. I always liked like dreary days like this. I was never really like when I think of like yellow and like purples and greens and stuff, I think of people that have like really like loud, happy personalities. Like that's never really been me.
Do you ever see Kensington ever getting better?
I don't know. I don't know. The socioeconomic problems run so fucking deep. Like I don't think that it will ever get to the point that some neighborhoods get, like when we consider like gentrification. If that's even what you mean, but that's like what I think of when you say get better. Like, well, unfortunately,
for the people who don't know about Kensington, what would you tell them about it? Like, what would you let them know? Like, about this lifestyle, like, you know, like people back home at Lancaster, they don't know what Kensington is like. What would you tell them?
It's like, it's crazy because I feel like it's almost like this like urban legend. It's like this like no man's land, like, and truthfully, like I think the comparison has been made like if you show someone like pictures of like the fucking trash, I mean they just cleaned it, it's the morning, but you should see it like closer. Like later on in the day, like it shit really looks like a fucking war zone. Like things are just like torn down, trash, like people like. I mean, like just like the noise, like there's just like it's just so like overwhelming, and like you know there's people slumped, and it's like normal for you to just like step over somebody who's like maybe dead on the street, you know? And it's like I don't think you can really even like describe that to somebody who doesn't know without like experiencing it. Like you just have to like come here and see for yourself, you know? Not that I fucking want anybody to, because they really shouldn't.
Do you think it's a black hole?
Yeah, I consider it that. Because that's what people say. Like you ever hear like people like come down here and just like get stuck. Like why do they get stuck? Like I've had experiences and like opportunities where like I've been taken, not against my will, but like or like have gone like out of Kensington, like ventured away from Kensington. And after being here like 24/7, even for like a short amount, because 4 months compared to like some people have been out here for years, it's not a long time, but I get anxiety. I'm like, if I don't have like what I need, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, and that goes back to like what I said before. It's just like a constant cycle of getting what you need. Like, kind of life is that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.